Hello students, this is our third lecture of unit alcohols and phenols. In our previous two lectures we discussed about introduction, classification and nomenclature of alcohols. Today in this lecture we will discuss various methods that can be used to synthesize alcohols, and particularly in this lecture we will limit ourselves only to reduction of aldehydes and ketones, which is a vital process for the production of alcohols. So first let us see what are the various methods that are available to synthesize alcohols. First method that we will discuss in detail today is reduction of aldehydes and ketones. These aldehydes and ketones, they have C double bond O group. This is called carbonyl group. This is the functional group present in aldehydes and ketones. Aldehydes, they are denoted by like this, RC double bond OH. This is an aldehyde. If instead of this H we have R, second group is also alkyl, then we call it a ketone. This is the general structure of, this is aldehyde and this is ketone. So the next method is reduction of carboxylic acids. Carboxylic acids, they have a functional group like this, C double bond OOH. This is the functional group present in carboxylic acids. They can be represented as RCOOH. These can also be reduced to give you alcohols. We will also discuss in another lecture. We will discuss all these steps in different lectures, but today we will mainly discuss reduction of aldehydes and ketones. Next method that can be used to synthesize alcohol is reduction of esters. Now esters, they have a functional group RCOOR dash. This is the general formula for an ester. So these compounds, they can also be reduced to give you alcohol. So what is the meaning of reduction, we will also learn later. First let me tell you what are the various methods that we can use. And next method, very important, all of you have also studied in your lower classes, is nucleophilic substitution on alkyl halides. So alkyl halides means which those compounds which have halogen functional group are X. X can be Cl, Br, iodine, fluorine, etc. These compounds are called alkyl halides. Now we can replace their halide group with OH, OH negative. This is a nucleophile, so the reaction will be ROH plus X negative. X negative is also a nucleophile, so this reaction is called nucleophilic substitution reaction. It is a very important reaction, but this reaction is discussed in detail in alkyl halides chapter, so today we will not discuss it. So we will discuss it separately. Next method is we can synthesize alcohols from alkenes. Alkenes are those compounds which contains C double bond C, unsaturated hydrocarbons. So there are various methods that you have studied in your lower classes, like acid catalyzed hydration. Hydration means addition of water. So if we add, so C double bond C plus water in the presence of some acid, so this is called acid catalyzed. So the product will be CH, so something like this, CH COH. So this is called hydration of alkanes and the product is alcohol. So there are another methods like oxymercuration, demercuration, hydroboration, oxidation, which can also be used to synthesize alcohols from alkenes. So alcohols means which have OH functional group, those compounds are called alcohols. So we will discuss these methods separately in different lectures. Next, we can use a variety of organometallic reagents to synthesize alcohols. Now, what are organometallic reagents? So, those compounds which contains metal to carbon bond. So, those organic compounds having metal carbon bond, these are called organometallic reagents. A typical, very common example is Grignard reagent. Grignard reagent is an organometallic compound which is represented by RMgX. So here R group contains carbon, so there is a carbon metal bond. Metal is magnesium. So there are other organometallic reagents like alkyl lithiums or Li dialkyl lithium dialkyl cuprates. So these all can be used to synthesize alcohols. And how they are synthesized, we have to react these organometallic reagents with either with aldehydes or with ketones or with acid chlorides. Acid chlorides are the compound having such type of functional group COCl. Esters I have already studied. Ethylene oxide. Ethylene oxide is which is also called epoxide. So when organometallic reagents react with acid chlorides, epoxides, aldehyde or ketones, esters, we can get alcohol. So we will study these methods in different lecture, but today our main focus is reduction of aldehydes and ketones. So let us discuss it in detail. First of all, let us define what is reduction. So reduction in organic chemistry can simply be defined as addition of hydrogen. So addition of hydrogen is called reduction, or removal of oxygen. Removal of oxygen from an organic compound. All these processes are called reduction. So if we add hydrogen to a organic compound, we will call it has been reduced. Or we say if we remove oxygen, we will say it has been reduced. The organic compound has been reduced. But in our today's topic, the reduction is mainly the addition of hydrogen. So reduction of aldehydes and ketones can be achieved by many methods. The first method is catalytic hydrogenation, in which we use hydrogen gas and a solid catalyst like nickel, platinum, palladium, rhodium, etc. These are transition metals which can act as a catalyst in this process. So we can generally write the process as any carbonyl compound plus hydrogen in the presence of some metal like nickel or any other metal. So the product will be COHH. So the overall reaction is addition of hydrogen, one hydrogen atom to carbon and one hydrogen atom to oxygen. So this is the overall reaction for catalytic hydrogenation. We will discuss in detail in our coming slides. Next method is very important method is reduction using hydride reagents. So first of all, we have to see what is hydride. H negative ion is called hydride ion. So hydride ion, it can add to various carbonyl compounds. So these are carbonyl compounds. If we look at the structure of carbonyl, C double bond O, we can see that oxygen being more electronegative, it will have a partial negative charge, and carbon being lesser electronegative, it will have a partial positive charge. Now H negative, it contains a negative charge, that means it is a nucleophile. H negative, it acts as a nucleophile. So this nucleophile, it will attack this carbonyl I will discuss in my next slide this mechanism, how this adds to the carbonyl compound. But first you have to just remember this polarity of carbonyl group. This is quite important. This carbonyl group in aldehydes and ketones have polarity like this: oxygen being electronegative, it is partial negative; carbon being less electronegative than oxygen, so it is partial positive. Now the reagents which have greater electron density, they will prefer to attack this carbon. So those reagents which have higher electron density, or they love to add, nucleus means positive charge, so which love positive charge, they are called nucleophiles. So the most common reagents which act as hydride agents, these are two mostly used reagents in laboratory. First is lithium aluminum hydride, second is sodium borohydride. This is lithium aluminum hydride, we can also write its abbreviation as LAH, lithium aluminum hydride. This is sodium borohydride, so its name is sodium borohydride. These are two most commonly used hydride donors in the reaction where we have to use hydride ion. So this hydride ion, it act as a nucleophile, so it will act at a site which is electrophilic, means which loves electrons. So first we will discuss reduction using hydride reagents, then we will discuss reduction catalytic hydrogenation. So the overall reaction in this reaction is also the same: C double bond O with H negative. This H negative can come either from lithium aluminum hydride or sodium borohydride. It will give you COH H alcohol. So if it is a aldehyde, we will get primary alcohol; if it is ketone, we will get secondary alcohol. We will see in our next slides. So let us start discussing in detail about the hydride reagents, means H negative reagents, how they do the reduction of carbonyl compounds to alcohols. So we can represent carbonyl compounds as C double bond O. As I said you, oxygen being electron negative, it has a partial negative charge, and carbon has a partial positive charge. Now if we have to add H negative to it, so what will happen? This H negative, it will attack this carbon. So this H negative is a nucleophile, so it will prefer to attack a site which needs electron. Now this carbon is electron deficient or electrophilic in nature, so this H negative will attack here. These electrons will be transferred to oxygen, and we will get C O negative. This was like this: two lone pairs of electrons are there on oxygen, H this. Now this is called alkoxide ion. So the first step is the formation of alkoxide ion by the addition of H negative, which is hydride ion, to the carbonyl compound. So this step is called nucleophilic addition. So this reaction is nucleophilic addition reaction. Why? Because in this reaction a nucleophile has been added to the substrate. So first step is nucleophilic addition reaction to give you a alkoxide ion. Now the alkoxide ion which is formed, so you can see This alkoxide ion, it contains same number of carbon atoms as the substrate. We have neither added a carbon or we neither have removed a carbon. So the next step is this alkoxide ion which is formed CO negative. This reacts with either with a weak acid, we will represent it as H3O positive, or it can also react with water. So this abstract a proton from, this is called protonation. This step is protonation. If we do its protonation, we will get C. This is H, we have added one H, O H. This O negative will be protonated. Protonated means addition of proton. This is called protonation step. So overall this mechanism involves, the first step is addition of a nucleophile which is hydride ion. Second step is protonation, which can be achieved either using weak acid or water, and the resulting product is alcohol. Now depending upon whether the carbonyl compound is either aldehyde or ketone, if it is aldehyde, let us see R C double bond OH, so H negative and H3O positive. First step is H negative, second is H3O positive. The product will be, you can see, R C O H H H, or we can write it as R CH2OH. The product is primary alcohol. If it is ketone, let us see, I will write here R C double bond O R. If we do the same reaction, H negative and H3O positive, the product will be R C R O H H, or we can see R2 CH OH. This is a secondary alcohol. So depending upon whether we have started from aldehyde or a ketone, the product formed is, if we start from aldehyde, the product form is primary alcohol, and if we start from a ketone, the product form is secondary alcohol. Overall we can say this reaction is a nucleophilic addition reaction. Now as I already told you that the most commonly used reagents which are used as a hydride donors, they are lithium aluminium hydride and sodium borohydride. Out of these two, their structure is written as, we can write their structure as lithium positive AlH4 negative and Na positive BH4 negative. Now these metal hydrides, these are called complex. Both of these metal hydrides, they are called complex hydrides. Why? Because their structure is complex. It is not simple. They are not a simple compounds like Na positive H negative. Okay, this is a simple hydride, but they do not exist like this. In fact, they exist as a complex hydrides NaBH4 and lithium aluminum hydride, in which hydrogen atom is, or hydride ion, or we can say hydrogen atom is bonded to aluminium and boron to a covalent bond. So all these two contains covalently bonded hydrogen atoms to boron or aluminium. So these are complex hydrides, and if we have to compare their reactivity, then as aluminium is less electronegative than boron, so in lithium aluminum hydride this negative charge will be concentrated around hydrogen, whereas in sodium borohydride, boron being more electronegative, this electron density around hydrogen will be less compared to lithium aluminum hydride. So we can say that lithium aluminum hydride is more reactive than sodium borohydride. So the reason I have explained it to you, as aluminium is more or less electronegative than boron, so the electron density in lithium aluminum hydride is more around hydrogens compared to sodium borohydride, where boron is more electronegative compared to aluminium, so electron density around hydrogen is less. Now as you can see, this step higher the electron density on this nucleophile H negative, greater is the reactivity. So that's why lithium aluminum hydride is more reactive than sodium borohydride. And one more problem with lithium aluminum hydride is that it reacts with water and alcohols violently. So it very quickly reacts with water or alcohols, and sometimes even it produces fires. So it is very difficult to handle lithium aluminum hydride, whereas sodium borohydride, it can be used with the water or other alcohols. Only condition is it should pH should be high. So if pH is high, pH high means the conditions are basic. NaBH4 can be used in the presence of water as well as alcohol, so that means it is easy to use. So that's why sodium borohydride is mostly used compared to lithium aluminum hydride. The another problem is, as it is more reactive, so it is less selective. Lithium aluminum hydride is less selective. We will discuss in our next slides. So overall, this is the overall reaction of carbonyl compound with the hydride reagent. So this is a reduction reaction. Overall reaction is reduction. As I say, what is the reduction? Reduction is addition of hydrogen. So you can see overall two hydrogen atoms have been added and the product is alcohol. If it is aldehyde, the product is primary alcohol. If it is ketone, the product is secondary alcohol. Now let us individually discuss sodium borohydride and lithium aluminum hydride. First let us see how the reduction with NaBH4 is carried out. First we will write the mechanism for this step. So we can write the structure of NaBH4. Actually the mechanism is same, similar to this, but now if we have to show using substrates, what we can show, it reacts with it is ionized to Na positive, BH4 negative. Now this BH4 negative, it reacts with the carbonyl compound. I will generally write the mechanism using this type of compound. Suppose we have a carbonyl compound, a ketone, RC double bond O R. So it reacts with BH4 negative. We can write it like this, BH3H. Okay, negative. Now this H negative, it attacks here, this goes here, so we can write R C R H O B H3 negative. So we can simplify it as R2 C H O. It is equivalent to R2 CHO BH3 negative. So this can again further react, this can further react with carbonyl compound. It will further react with plus R C R double bond O, similar to first step, similar to this step. Let us see how it will react. So we have R C R double bond O plus this, I can write it as H BH2 negative, and in the bracket we have R2CHO. Now this will react here, it will go here, so boron will attach here, so the product will be something like this, R C R H O B H 2 negative R2CHO. This is also R2CHO, so it can be simplified as R2CHO twice BH2 negative. It can further react with another carbonyl molecule, so the product will be R2CHO thrice BH negative, which can further react with another molecule of RC double bond OR to give you R2CHO4B negative, and upon hydrolysis, not sorry, on protonation, using this is called also called acidic hydrolysis, it will give you 4 R2CHOH, means alcohol molecules. So this is the overall mechanism. So mechanism is the same as the general mechanism that I showed you in the previous slide. Now the H negative comes from BH4 negative part. Now as it contains 4 hydrogens or 4 H negative, so it can react with the 4 1 2 3 and 4 molecules of carbonyl compound to give you 4 molecules of alcohol, and alcohol is a secondary alcohol. So now let us see what are various uses or applications of this carbonyl compound. Now as we see that it can be used with the reduction of carbonyl compounds with NaBH4 aldehydes. They produces primary alcohols, whereas So this is the first step. First point, aldehydes produces primary alcohols, whereas ketones, they will give you secondary alcohol on reduction with NaBH4. So we can write some reaction like to show this step we can write any general reaction CH3 CH2 CHO. This is a aldehyde on reduction with NaBH4 and subsequent hydrolysis, it will give you CH3 CH2 CH2OH, which is a primary alcohol. So you have to remember that the overall reaction is when a carbonyl compound is reduced with NaBH4 or lithium aluminum hydride, the overall reaction is COHH, addition of one hydrogen atom to carbon and another hydrogen atom to oxygen. After these two steps, first by addition of NaBH4, second step is hydrolysis. Similarly, suppose if we have some ketone, let us take an example of cyclic ketone C double bond O. This on reduction with NaBH4 and subsequent acidic hydrolysis, it will give you, this will be the product OH, one hydrogen atom to carbon, one hydrogen atom to oxygen, and this is a secondary alcohol, this is a primary alcohol. So first was this. Second advantage or use, we can say either advantage or use of using sodium borohydride is that as it is less reactive, so it is a highly selective reagent. Highly selective reagent. Selective means it does not react with all the carbonyl compounds, so it reacted with the limited number of carbonyl compounds, and it does not react with, this is an important point, highly selective means it does not, you have to remember this, it is very helpful for competitive exams, does not react with carbonyl compounds which are less reactive than aldehydes and ketones. So this is a very important point to remember. Aldehydes and ketones, it does not react or it does not reduces those carbonyl compounds which are less reactive than aldehydes and ketones, and reactivity towards nucleophilic addition reactions. So as this reaction is a example of nucleophilic addition reaction, so sodium borohydride will not reduce those carbonyl compounds whose reactivity is less than aldehydes and ketones towards nucleophilic addition reaction. The typical example of these compounds are carboxylic acids. They are less reactive than aldehydes and ketones towards nucleophilic addition reactions, and esters. All these compounds, they are less reactive than aldehydes and ketones towards nucleophilic addition reaction. So if I write a structure, let us see if whether if we can identify the product or no. Suppose we have this type of reagent, carbonyl compound CH2 COOCH3. Suppose if we reduce it with sodium borohydride, and we have to identify the product. Now as you can see, it contains two type of carbonyl structures. One carbonyl group is here and second carbonyl group is here. Now this carbonyl group, it corresponds to ketone, whereas this carbonyl group, it corresponds to, this is a COOR ester group. As I said, sodium borohydride is selective and it will not reduce all the carbonyl groups. It will reduce only those carbonyl groups which are reactive. The carbonyl groups which are less reactive as present in esters, they will not be reduced. So the product will be of this reaction, this carbonyl of ketone side, it will be reduced OH, H, but this carbonyl of ester will not be reduced. So only this carbonyl group will be reduced. So such type of problems, they are very important in terms of your competitive exams. So that is the product, only this carbonyl group will be reduced. So what we have learned, sodium borohydride is a very mostly used reagent when we have to reduce aldehydes or ketones, because it can reduce the aldehydes and ketones, and the most important feature is it is selective. Selective means it does not reduce all the carbonyl compounds. Those carbonyl groups which are, those functional groups which containing carbonyl groups which are less reactive than ketones and aldehydes, they will not be reduced. Now whether why these esters they are less reactive than aldehydes and ketone, that is another very interesting question, but I will answer this question when we will study carbonyl compounds. There we will answer all these queries. Just now you have to remember the carboxylic acids and esters, they are less reactive than aldehydes and ketone towards nucleophilic addition reaction, and out of aldehydes and ketones, aldehydes are more reactive towards nucleophilic addition reactions. So now let us discuss reduction with lithium aluminum hydride. Now it behaves in mechanism wise, it behaves similar to sodium borohydride. Lithium aluminum hydride, it is ionized to lithium positive plus AlH4 negative. Now let us write its mechanism. The mechanism is exactly same as we have done for sodium borohydride. First step is AlH3 negative. This is another way to write AlH4 negative. This H negative will attack this carbon because it is partial positive, it is partial negative, and this will come here. So the product will be R C R H O Al H3 negative. Now it can further, as we have already seen the case with sodium borohydride, it can further react with another carbonyl molecule and the product will be R2. It is exactly same, the mechanism is exactly same, R2CHO twice AlH2 negative. So it will go on reacting with these carbonyl compound until, I will directly write two, it can react with two more carbonyl molecules and the product will be R2CHO 4 Al negative, and upon hydrolysis with H3O positive, or we can also use water, the product formed will be R2CHOH 4 molecules of R2CH secondary alcohols will be formed. So this is the mechanism is exactly same. you just have to remember this is a typical case of nucleophilic addition reaction. First step is addition of H negative. Now here H negative comes from AlH4 negative, and once all the hydrogens they are added by subsequent steps, the next step is hydrolysis using H3O positive to give you secondary alcohol. So this is the reduction with the lithium aluminum hydride. Now we will see what are various uses as we have seen for sodium borohydride. So the first thing that is associated with it is much reactive. It is very reactive than sodium borohydride. That means if it is more reactive, you just have to remember higher the reactivity, lesser the selectivity. This is a very simple rule. Higher reactivity, it implies lesser selectivity, or vice versa. Lower reactivity means higher selectivity. So if it is much more reactive than sodium borohydride, that means it can reduce less reactive carbonyl groups. As present in acids, carboxylic acids, it can also reduce carboxylic acids to alcohols, esters, or acid. It can even reduce other acid derivatives like acid chlorides and other acid derivatives. So it is highly reactive reagent. It reduces almost all the carbonyl groups, and similar to sodium borohydride, it reduces aldehydes as the mechanism is same. So aldehydes they give you primary alcohols. Ketones they give you secondary alcohols. Esters and acids and other acids means carboxylic acids. In organic chemistry, if I write acid, most of the times it means carboxylic acid. So acids they are reduced to primary alcohols. So you have to remember these points with the reduction with the lithium aluminum hydride. So now let us do a compound as we have previously done for sodium borohydride. Now let us see if we are able to identify the product carbonyl. Now CH2 C double bond O O CH3. Now this is an ester group. If we add lithium aluminum hydride, first thing is after that we do its acidic hydrolysis, H3O positive, the product will be, now as I have said that lithium aluminum hydride is more reactive, so it will reduce this carbonyl as well as this carbonyl. So the product will be OH. This is a ketone, it will be reduced to a secondary alcohol, CH2. This ester will be reduced to CH2 CH2 OH. COOCH3 group, you have to remember COOR group on reduction with lithium aluminum hydride, it produces CH2OH. It is reduced to CH2OH because this part this undergoes substitution, because acid derivatives they show nucleophilic substitution reaction. Don't worry, don't get confused, we will study all these reactions of carboxylic acid derivatives in our next unit of carboxylic acid derivatives. So for now being, you have to remember that carboxylic acid derivatives, they undergo nucleophilic substitution reaction. So this is the product. So the NaBH4, if let us write again, if we reduced it with NaBH4, the product was, if you can remember, only the carbonyl of ketone was reduced, but this second carbonyl group, it remain unchanged. So this is the difference. If we reduce this with sodium borohydride, this will be the product, only this carbonyl will be reduced. But if we reduce it with lithium aluminum hydride, both these carbonyls, they will be reduced and product will be this. So this is the reaction with, this was the reaction with sodium borohydride and lithium aluminum hydride, and we also discussed what are the various similarities and differences between lithium aluminum hydride and sodium borohydride. Now in the last, let us discuss catalytic hydrogenation. As I say, what was the catalytic hydrogenation? I gave you a hint in my previous slide. It involves reaction with hydrogen in the presence of either, the most commonly used catalyst is Raney nickel. It gives you CH OH, the product is alcohol. So if it is aldehyde, product will be primary alcohol. If it is ketone, the product will be secondary alcohol. So aldehyde, primary alcohol, ketone gives you secondary alcohol. The product is same. Now I have introduced a term Raney nickel. Let us learn what is Raney nickel. So Raney nickel, it is obtained from the reaction between nickel and aluminium alloy. So combination of two metals is called alloy. When we add concentrated NaOH to it, what happens? This aluminium, it gets dissolved in NaOH, or it reacts with NaOH, and we are left with a powdered nickel plus aluminium on reaction with sodium hydroxide, it produces H2 gas. So this powdered nickel, it will get saturated with H2 gas, means it will adsorb. This process is called adsorption. So Raney nickel is, we can say, it is finely powdered nickel containing hydrogen gas, because hydrogen is released in the process of synthesis of this Raney nickel. The process is, we have simply have to dissolve nickel aluminium alloy, we have to add concentrated sodium hydroxide, aluminium reacts with the sodium hydroxide, we are left with powdered nickel, and aluminium on reaction with sodium hydroxide, it produces H2 gas. So this is Raney nickel. It is a mostly used catalyst in hydrogenation reaction, but the problem with this hydrogenation is that it also reduces this C double bond C, it also gets reduced in the presence of, in this catalytic hydrogenation, Raney nickel. We can also use platinum, palladium, rhodium. These are catalysts are also used, but these are quite expensive. So this is the mostly used catalyst. It also reduces C double bond C, and the product is alkanes. So if in a group both C double bond C and C double bond O are present, and if we reduce it with this process, catalytic hydrogenation, both of the C double bond C and C double bond O will be reduced. Let us understand this with the example. I will write an example. It is CH2 double bond CH2, sorry, double bond CH, sorry, we have to do the valency CH2 C CH3 CH3 C double bond OH. Suppose we have this aldehyde, and if we first do the catalytic hydrogenation H2 and nickel, the product will be, as it can reduce both C double bond C as well as C double bond O, so the product will be CH3 CH2, one hydrogen will be added here, one hydrogen will be added here, hydrogen hydrogen, CH3 CH2 CH2 C CH3 CH3 CH2 OH. This will be the product. Now if we remember, we can also reduce it with using sodium borohydride. If we reduce it with sodium borohydride, now sodium borohydride, it cannot reduce C double bond C. Why? Because it is reactive, because it gives you H negative, which is a nucleophile. Now nucleophile can attack to the carbonyl group because it has this polarity, partial positive partial negative, but it cannot attack at C double bond C because they undergo electrophilic addition. They can add electrophiles, not nucleophiles. So C double bond C is not reduced with sodium borohydride. The product is CH2 double bond CH. It will remain as it is. So that is why mechanisms are very important. So whenever you have to remember these reductions, you just keep in mind their mechanism, that what is the mode of action. Now NaBH4 is a reducing agent because it will reduce only those organic compounds to which we can add some nucleophile. So that's why it reduces C double bond O, but it does not reduces C double bond C. Now it is CH2 as it is C CH3 CH3 CH2 OH. So this is the product. Now suppose we had to reduce only C double bond O, then we can use sodium borohydride. We cannot use this because if we use this combination, what is this? This is called catalytic hydrogenation. We will end up with this product in which both C double bond C as well as C double bond O, they will be reduced. So this was all about catalytic hydrogenation and its comparison with hydrogenation involving hydride ions. So that was all for today. So if we have to quickly revise our today's lecture, what we did: first we learnt what are various methods to prepare alcohols. We introduced what are different methods that we can adopt. Then we discussed in detail about one method out of that, which was a reduction of aldehydes and ketones. And this also we had two methods. One was catalytic hydrogenation, or which is H2 and some metal like nickel, platinum, etc. And second was in which involves hydride ion, and the source for hydride is lithium aluminum hydride or sodium borohydride. This mechanism is nucleophilic addition reaction. So these can reduce only C double bond O, but it can reduce C double bond C as well as C double bond O. So these are the points that you have to remember. And the what was reduction? Reduction is addition of hydrogen, that we have already explained. So in our next lecture we will see how alpha beta unsaturated aldehydes and ketone they behave with sodium borohydride and lithium aluminum hydride. So Thank you very much for your kind attention. If you like the lecture, please do subscribe to my channel and also share with your friends. Thank you once again.